Hello YouTube family, welcome back to another fun and exciting video. This is War Machine episode 46. I can finally say that today is going to be the day we're going to finish up this engine wiring harness. It drug out a little bit longer than I thought it would, but I had to make, several little modifications along the way to get it done, as you would expect, when you're trying to make two things work together that are so very different. All in all, I mean, it wasn't super bad. You just sit down and kind of think for just a couple minutes of how you want to do it, and it's not too bad. You just take it one little chunk at a time. With this, I didn't cut any wires or extend any wires. I wanted to leave this wiring harness as factory as possible, and that's what dictated where a lot of things got mounted and where I had to put them. So, hey, let's get to it. Wiring harness.
All right, so check this out. So I started trying to kind of put my AC lines on because I know I've got some plugs that have to get routed onto some of my AC lines. And I'm starting with this one right here. Now this line has got a dual outlet that goes onto the back of the compressor you see right here. Now it used to just kind of gently wrap around and run over to the condenser here and then run over to the dryer here. Well, as you can see, I got something right in the way right about now. So you can see I went ahead and I've got the belt off of this thing. Now, I've just spent about the last 35, 40 minutes running back and forth to the vise so I could basically chuck up the main body of this line right here and ever so gently bend this line without breaking it, just enough so that I could run it through here because our belt comes across here. So it's actually going to run through the center of the belt, but it won't be in harm's way. Now, the big line that comes off here that goes to the dryer, I've had to bend it up like this. In the process of doing that, I've kind of messed up the little dowels where they run into here, but I can fix that with a little hammer. That's no big deal. But I've bent it about as far as I can bend it without tearing more stuff up. And as you can see, still hitting all over these fins on the top of this compressor. Now you see that those red marks that I made right there. Basically what I'm going to do, as much as I hate to do it, I'm going to come over and I'm just going to grind down into these fins right here and cut out enough clearance on the back of this thing. That way that hose right there won't be in a bind at all. So basically, let me show you what we got here. Let me pop her off. I think I got a couple threads started in here. I said I'd pop it off. I might have to do it with two hands here. Let's see. It's moving. Okay. So there's our bolt. Let's make sure and put that somewhere where it'll fall. All right. So, all right. Now, you see how the inside of that whole block's made? Yep. See where I messed it up right there? Yep. See where I messed that one up right there? But I did get it bent. I did not break the line. I did not break a seal on the line at all. So my next step right now is I'm going to come back. I'm going to fix those two little spots that I messed up on there. I'll take those over. I'll take that in there to the vise and kind of put it on the anvil part on the back of it. Hammer those down. Then I move on to this guy right here. So as you can see, I'm not having to cut just a ton off of the fins right there. Just really kind of clearance them a little bit. I've got to cut maybe 3/4 of an inch down into it. So I'm going to get like a flap disc or something and just kind of cut into that now. So I'm going to do a little bit of clearancing so we get this air conditioning one step closer to working. So I'm going to go find a grinder.
So look, I'd be telling you a bald-faced lie if I told you I was happy in the least little bit that I was having to take a cutoff wheel to the top of this $600 compressor that I bought. But, unfortunately, sometimes stuff like this has got to get done to make these custom projects come together. But it didn't go too bad in the end. It wasn't too hard to clean up, and I didn't have to cut too much off of it, thankfully. So hopefully this thing still cools like it's supposed to. I mean, I guess it's a sacrifice you gotta make to have air conditioning because, well, let's just be real, I ain't riding without air conditioning.
let's see if this works out any better. Probably help if I took the tape off of it. Well, I'm going to put this O-ring in because if I don't, it'll tighten up and it'll all fit perfect. But if I put it in, odds are good it won't fit at all. Feels kind of promising. It's not bad. It's not in a bind at all. Probably take it down a little bit more. Not bad though. Did I throw that piece of tape away? Of course I did. Get my O-ring back. Unfortunately, this is one of the many of the 3,000 small things that you didn't think about that you wind up having to do. All I want to do is put the wiring harness on and wound up having to do all this crap right here just so I could do that because it's got a couple of plugs on the wiring harness that go to that line. So just keep plugging away. I also just discovered that this turbo inlet pipe, I thought it kind of went down and like under in this area. Yeah, it don't. It goes right through right where I put this pump. So I'm gonna have to make a new one of those too. So that ought to be fun. All right, let's try this again. That O-ring stayed home. I think I did a quite swell job of that. Let's see what we get here. I'm not gonna put my O-ring in this time, so that ought to guarantee that the damn thing fits. Oh man. Heck yeah. That is really nice. I don't know how much vibration I'm going to get right there, but I mean, if I had to put a little piece of rubber hose or something around it, I probably could. So let's stick our O-ring on and see if we can make this deal happen. Ooh, sounds like some storm outside. There we go. Oh man, in there like swimwear. Bolts going right in there. Very nice, very nice. I'm excited. One step closer. I have no idea how I'm going to run that turbo pipe though. Joker. Let's do a little O-ringy ring there. Man, I wish you'd look at that, like it's made for it. You're going to give me a 13? Tighten that dude up. Let's go. That guy don't have a whole lot of ass to him. He kind of old and wore out. Huh? Pretty good. Man, all right. So really, if I needed to, I could grab this and bend it up a little bit. So if I need to down the line, I can do that. I've got good clearance right here. It's really nice all the way across there. So I'm actually very happy with how that turned out. This line can now just live right there for right now. To put my belt back on. Hopefully that all clears the way I had envisioned it. It's gonna suck if it doesn't. Alright, so got my belt back on. You can see where that line runs through there, but she's good, won't contact anything. I don't see where it goes on the condenser just yet. Maybe it goes out here. I really don't remember. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't get in the way of this idler at all, so I don't have to try to get a new plan. This line is on. So finally, back to wiring harness. Let's get this rolling. The pain in the ass part is just figuring out how to loom it all and get it in here where it's out of the way and it doesn't look too terrible. I say that, it's not the only part of it, but it is a large part of it anyway. Figuring out where it goes, you know. Like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. What are the odds that the hood hinge bolt sticks out dead in the spot where the fan motor has to plug in? And I mean dead in the way. I think that's what that plug goes to. Alright. So I'm gonna have to take this bolt off and cut this joker. Because I can't have my wires shorting out on that, which is exactly what will happen. So, yeah, I'm sure that's gonna come out no problem. Well, I'm about to find out. That actually went quite smoothly. So I'm gonna chop this dude off right quick. Alright, well, the bolt's cut off and plugged in and the fan is back in place and we're back in business. Just another one of the 10,000 small things you run into along the way. Every time I think I've got something beat, I just find something else that's another hold up, but part of the job. All right, so check me out. So I took the fan right there, little airbox fan motor, took it back out, unplugged it, pulled the wiring harness to the side, pulled that AC line that we just spent all that time putting on, pulled that back off. Now I've got everything located where I pretty much want it right there. So you see that solenoid, that's where I want him. Then you got this pump looking thing right here. No idea what that is. Want to put him right there. Then we got obviously like some sort of vacuum canister. I'm thinking that he could live right there and everything reaches good. All the vacuum lines and everything from what I can see looks like they'll reach and the wiring will reach from there. So I'm going to mark these holes now, which you can kind of see the little red dot in there on the solenoid. I'm going to mark the holes. I'm going to drill them, put some riv nuts in there, hunt up some bolts that fit them, see if we can get this mounted down. So let's see how this turns out. Well, as it would happen, I forgot to push record when I started drilling holes and mounting this, but you didn't miss much. You missed me drilling 2 holes and putting 2 rib nuts in. Nonetheless, got my little solenoid right here, and look at what I found. Ooh-wee, 2 chrome plated bolts. Man, upgrade. So, you get this guy bolted down, then we'll locate our little pump and I'm gonna kind of like loosely put the wires in place to make sure I get it where everything reaches good the way it's supposed to, and then we'll mark the holes for that joker and put it in next here. So I don't know where I put my impact. This would have been a good opportunity to use such a thing. Let me go get it. Here we go. All right, that's in there like swimwear. So we'll fold this stuff back over kind of roughly in the area that it's gonna be. And this goes here, and then this guy, he'll live here like that. This is obviously a ground. I wonder if I can attach that right there. I can always put it right here if I need to. That's not a problem. That way I'm not grounding on the solenoid itself. Pump. Where did I set that thing? There it is. I'm calling it a pump. I really don't know what it is, but the name pump is working for me right now, so. Yeesh. I'm gonna move it up a little bit. And stretch the wires about right there. So right there, we're labeled, but I'm not in love with it. Not in love with it at all. Originally, I had the solenoid. I was going to mount it a little bit further back, and I couldn't remember why I did that. And now I remember why. Unless, I mean, if I could, well, that works nice. I'll have to look back at my pictures and see where this vacuum line right here went to. If it's just a regular vacuum line, I can just, you know, put a longer one on. So I know like this hose right here is actually going to stretch over this vacuum canister. I don't know. Let me go check. I'll be right back. Awesome. Put that right there. All right, so it looks like maybe I got lucky for once because this hose right here that comes off of this vacuum canister that I plan to mount, you know, right in this area. This hose is actually what goes on this pump. So if I mount this guy right here, looks like my wire reaches no problem. My little hose reaches no problem, so that's where I'm gonna put it. Let me get my wires out of the way here. See if I like the positioning. This ugly ass red pin. There we go. Let's put some holes. Start again. Got some pretty gold anodized ones, this bolts this time. See if we can get going on. Oh yeah. Heck yeah. Now I wonder, why couldn't I just ground that right there? Put that little spot of that wire. I know you can't see what I'm doing right now, but you got like this little push-in thing that was mounted to this wiring harness, and it was like coming all untaped and looking pretty dingy and nasty. So I am going to fix it and set it up here where it can be stuck in and be in nice shape where I need it to be. And retape it up here. All right, so this is all kind of out of where I want now, but before I go drilling holes to lock down this wiring harness, I'm gonna have to plug this fan motor back in and stick it back in there where it goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out. All right, now, so I can start taking all this off these wires because I know where they all go now. Feels good to finally get some of this stuff situated to it in its final location. I can't even tell you how good. There we go. Zip tie that there, that there. This is all good right here. This guy. That guy's home. That's plugged in. Now I gotta just look back at my pictures and figure out which side of this solenoid this red wire goes on. I don't think it matters, but I'm gonna go look just to be on the safe side. I'm gonna go look. I'll be right back. All right, so basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use these two studs right here to mount this vacuum can. I'm gonna cut this guy off and just kind of pretty that up just a little bit with a grinder and mount this dude down. There now. Got that all cut off of there, cleaned up. Let's see. Yay, I got the holes in the right spot. Yeah, all right. Not too bad. All right, well, there you have it. The wiring harness for the engine is all in there. You see, you got these bundle of wires on each side. That goes to the headlight and the signals. I'll have to wait till I get the dash in and everything all powered up so I can see what's going to what actually, because I've got some new headlights to go in this thing that are like LED and got signals made into them and all that. But I do still want to wire up these factory lights because I like them. I think they look cool, and I kind of feel like it's important to still have those lights still on the truck and functioning, you know, to kind of fit the, you know, the look, the classic look. But other than that, it all went in, you know, really nice, really clean. So next up will be, I'm gonna have to figure out if I want to throw the hood on and get it all lined up, or going to throw the radiator and condenser and intercooler in, because like I said, I've got to kind of figure out this turbo pipe over here to see if it's gonna go in like I want. So I'm gonna figure out what I want to do, and I guess, I don't know, when we come back, you'll see what I'm working on and see what I decide to do.